All right, hello everyone. You're gonna hear my child and husband in the background. So part 2, finding the least common multiple, or LCD. So there's 4 steps for this, and it's really basic, laid out, but it's so helpful, especially when we get to these binomials and polynomials and whatnot. So number 1, factor it completely. Find all the common factors and cross them out. List the remaining factors and multiply them together, and that is what you need. That is going to be your LCD LCM. Okay, so we're going to start out super simple, and we're going to start with 5 and 10. Yeah, so I'm going to break this out to be 5 times 2. Actually, I'm going to list it a different way. Sorry, guys. Okay, so 5. Factors of 5 are just 1 and 5. Factors of 10 are 1, 2, 5, and 10. Okay, so cross out what they have in common. The 1, the 5. What's left over is just the 2 and the 10. So its LCM is going to be 20. That's the smallest number that they both go into. Okay, 7 and 9. So the factors of 7, I want to keep this consistent for you guys, is 1 and 7. Factors of 9, is going to be 1 and 9. The only thing they have in common is 1. So 9 times 7, their LCM is going to be 63. What they both go into. Okay, 12. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. For 20, you've got 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 20. Okay, things they have in common. 1, 2, 4. Anything else? I don't think so. So, gosh, we have to multiply all those together, and that's going to give you your LCM. So, we've got 5 times 3, which is 15, and I'll let you guys multiply that. For sake of time and my child in the background, I'm going to move on. Okay, because the real reason is this. 7. When we are trying to find common denominators with our rational expressions, we oftentimes have to figure out what the LCM is going to be. Okay, so I can factor this to be 2 and x plus 7. I can factor this out to be 3 and x plus 7. So they have an x plus 7 in common. We don't have to worry about that. They both have it. We have to look at what they don't have in common, which is what we did up here with these examples. So I need to have 6 in the denominator. That's my goal when you want to get them to have the common denominator, yeah? They both have the x plus 7. We don't have to worry about that, but they need to include the 6 as well. So if these were my denominators, that would be the LCM, but they already have the x plus 7. I hope that makes sense. Okay, if you look at 8, they don't have anything in common. So their LCM would be x minus 1 times x plus 2. We'd have to include both of them. You want to acknowledge what they have in common first, and then what they don't. And lastly, this bad boy. Okay, so this factors out to be x minus 3 times x plus 3. 4x plus 12 has a GCF of 4. So acknowledge what they have in common. They have x plus 3 in common. What do they not have in common? The 4 and the x minus 3. So for the common, yes you can, love bug, for the common denominators, we account for what they have in common, which was my x plus 3, and then include what they don't. All right, part 2.